Okay, so hi, my name is Stephanie Weiner, and this is my reflection for history as a social studies learner. Okay, so in a long time ago, I was 5, 6, I was in elementary school there. I always learned what? I learned about the Pilgrims, learned about Christopher Columbus, um, those two things really, that's it. But now I remember the name of his three boats, and I remember there was like a rhyme for him. What was it? It was like in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's really it. Every year at Thanksgiving time, all the grade we'd go to lunch. We'd eat, but it would be special food. Um, we'd make hats. Some were pilgrims, some were Indians, that's it. If you were an Indian, you had a headband with a feather. So I remember all the parents, they'd go and they'd cook and help serve the food. It was fun. I liked that. It was a lot of fun. Moving forward in middle school, hmm, I learned a lot about world wars, like World War One, World War Two. I remember or I learned about the Holocaust. Um, Eighth grade, I had a great teacher. He was great. He told history like it was a story. So he'd stand and he'd kind of like he'd say, "Then, wow, this happened. Oh my goodness." And I can't remember his name, but he was great. He was a great teacher. Moving forward in high school, I learned a lot. Ninth grade, I learned about various countries and cultures. Um, I learned about India and China. I learned about Japan. Um, a lot of other countries, just a lot. And I learned the cultures. I remember I have this project, and I need to explain Indian gods. Now, I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. But I wrote it, I finished it, I presented it, but, you know. Um, in 10th grade or 11th grade, I learned more about American history. Um, 11th grade, that's when I had this teacher. She was fantastic. She would also stand in front of the room, present, but I would watch her and I'd be sitting at the edge of my seat. I'd be like, tell me what happens next. I want to know. It's so interesting. Wow. I, I loved American history now because of her. Senior year, in 12th grade, I had AP Gov. I hated that class. I hate politics. It's not for me. when my when my teacher, he would show Jon Stewart a lot though. And I would be like, I mean, I love him. Okay, I'll watch. That's fine with me. That's the only kind of politics I like. Um, and then personal connections I have my family, my mom, my dad, my brother. The three of them love history. Every single year for vacation, we would go visit like Williamsburg or Jamestown or Gettysburg. Um, just like the list goes on, really. A lot of places. I didn't want to go. I mean, the three of them, they would go together. They'd see everything, and I'd just be like following along. Like, okay, I looked, I saw, I'm finished. I'm gonna go sit now and wait for you to finish. This is boring. So looking back now, I appreciate everywhere we went, everything I got to see. I think it's cool, and I was little, I was young, I didn't understand. In the past, when I was 6, I think, second grade, 9/11 happened. So that was a huge day. I remember I was sitting in class. I think it was story time. And what happened? All the students, they were just going home. And I was like, maybe me and two other students, we stayed, but I didn't understand. I just was like, why do all of them get to go home? I have to stay here. I want to go home. That's not fair. I didn't understand. But later I went home. My parents, they explained, they, they didn't explain a lot, not every detail or anything, but I understood. Going forward, I love the 60s. That era, I love. I love the music from that time, just everything. Um, this summer, I actually went to Woodstock, um, the place where everything happened. I get to see everything. I saw the museum. Wow, I enjoyed it so much. I think that time was just so cool. Like everything that happened. Um, the Vietnam War. Just it was interesting time for American history. Um, so other in the past, I explained I hated history. I hated it. I thought it was boring. Why do I have to learn this? It's not important. But now that I think about it, I think that's cool. The stories that are being told, it's interesting. It really is. So in the future, when I become a teacher, I want to give students that interest for history. I want to stand and act everything out and have them be chatting like, wow, that's interesting. What happens next? I want students to be like, okay, come on, tell me more, tell me more. Wow, interesting. So hopefully I can do that. But yeah, I'm finished.